What is up, everyone? I am Jordan. This is Lewis. We are Windy City MMA. Welcome back. This is our UFC 319 Plessis versus Chimaev breakdown. So we'll go through these kind of quick, just saying our thoughts and predictions. Start with the bottom, the early prelims. Now, they're not on here for some reason, but we're going to talk about the first tough final first. Uh, Ilibis Idris versus Joseph Morales. Lewis, did you take a look at that at all? I know these were coming together last second. The next one just came together last night, this morning or something. So we're not gonna talk about that one.
Yeah, we'll talk about the one they already had about during in the beginning of the week.
Yeah, that's
Um,
this one.
yeah, the undefeated prospect.
Yes.
I'm gonna go with him for sure. Again, I think the wrestling is gonna for sure. The ground game is gonna play into part. Yeah, and I think
Yeah,
I think he'll take it.
I agree. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm taking him. I don't know. I don't know if there's odds yet. I doubt it, but I assume he'll be the favorite as well. I'm gonna take him. This is like the first season in a while I haven't watched Tough. Um, but I've seen him fight before. I've watched a couple fights of his on the season, but I haven't watched it all the way through. But I agree, I'm gonna take him as well. All right, we'll move then. Then there's a second tough final, which just got announced last night, which should be a good one as well, but we haven't looked at that one yet. Then we move. The next fight, the other early prelim, is Karine Silva versus Diane Barbosa. Any thoughts?
This might be an unpopular like an unpopular thing I'm gonna say right now. This is one woman's fight that I think and I hope does not go the distance. I think this is a good ground jiu-jitsu match. Of course, it's going to start on the feet, but I do think Karina Silva has that edge just on this fight. I am hoping that it does not go the distance. I'm hoping for a submission, but it is women's MMA, so you never know. But back,
You're hoping for a Silva submission?
yes, Silva submission based on the tape that I saw. That is like a I'm not confident in it. But what I do think
Yeah.
for sure she's winning, in my opinion. I'm picking Karina or Karine, sorry.
I think
And
Karine. I don't really know.
Karine,
I don't know. Yeah, whatever.
Karine.
So you
Oh
could just
yeah,
say Silva.
Silva.
But yeah, I agree. I am as well. I'm picking her. This is also a very short notice fight for Barbosa because she's
Yep.
stepping in. She was supposed to fight Aldridge, and Barbosa did not have a fight coming up. Maybe she was about to, but I'm sure she was in camp a little bit before. But this is very short notice for her. So I'm gonna take Karine Silva. Usually, I say the favorite by decision. But you said you don't want this fight going the distance, so maybe we don't go favorite by decision. Maybe we go finish. I believe she's also a fighting nerd, so she's here with a lot of her camp members. She's here with Oleksiejczuk, Prates, Kaio's here, so she'll have a big corner behind her. So I'm going Karine Silva as well. I don't know how she's gonna win though. All right, we move prelims. Opener: Brian Battle versus Nursulton Ruziboev. I believe we're on the same side here as
Yep.
well. Nursulton. Uh, dude's just massive. He's also an underdog, which is great. He hits hard, he can wrestle, and I don't think Battle is gonna have the pressure of Joaquin Buckley to like take everything out of Ruziboev that Buckley was able to do. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this is gonna for sure be a stand-up battle, the whole battle. It's gonna be a stand-up fight the whole 3 rounds. There might be at least one or two takedown attempts, but it's mostly gonna be a kickboxing back and forth. Ruziboev, well, I guess both Brian Battle and Nursultan Ruziboev they fought at welterweight, which was
Dude,
at
Battle was a
once
heavyweight.
who? Oh yeah,
Battle
yeah, yeah.
Battle was a
Brian was, yeah.
heavyweight at one point.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Dude was
Okay, yeah. Now we're going very, very back in the day.
yeah.
But yeah, he was a heavyweight at one point. Recently, in the past years, they've been both fighting in welterweight. But I think Nursultan is a little more Not better, but I feel like he should feel at home at middleweight.
Filled
And this
out
is
at this
Brian
weight.
Battle's first middleweight fight in at the UFC, I believe, or in recent years for sure.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure to be honest, actually. I didn't, yeah. This is
Yeah,
random
because
round fight was at
welterweight,
welter. Yeah.
he's a welter. So this is his first come up. I guess it's either he can't make weight anymore, his body is not making it happen, or he's just like, man, fuck it, I'm gonna go up and weight, and this is my natural weight. I mean, you don't have to cut that extra 15 pounds no more, from
Yeah.
185 to 170, whatever you're at.
Interesting. Yeah, they know that's true.
Yeah, and at plus odds, Ruzi,
You
let's
gotta
go.
take them. All
I
right.
got it.
Ruziboev is the pick from both of us. That's awesome. We will move. Edson Barbosa versus Drakkar Close. You got any opinion in this fight? Any strong opinion?
Strong, strong opinion. I think this is a fight that Edson might can actually win, and I hope he wins, and I hope he's a legend in the sport. So I do want him to win, and I want him to either, well, first, cause we're gonna go see him. So I want him to
Yeah.
retire with a W. I want him to retire. He's already at that age. One, he's coming from featherweight all the way up to lightweight. That's 10 extra pounds. It's either which I think it is that he's getting older and his body is can't, even though he looks like a freak specimen for featherweight. I have no idea how he made 145, but now his body is just really rejecting it. He still has that dog in him. He fought Lerone Murphy, went all 5 rounds, or 3 or 5 rounds, sorry. And yeah, I think this is an actual fight. They're almost close at age. Yeah, I'm taking Barbosa. Maybe a KO, but I don't really see it. I see a Edson Barbosa for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I'm also taking Edson Barbosa. I'll be honest though, like you said, this is one of those fights on this card that I'm not as excited for betting wise. It's gonna be a good fight otherwise, but because you don't know. I mean, they're both, like you said, they're both a little older, but Barbosa hasn't shown it really. Close, none of them they've had big fights, but like none of them are really trying to get up the rankings. Both of them, you know, like you are on the brink of retirement. Uh, Maybe the fight goes the distance for me, but I'm gonna pick Barbosa to win as well, and I would like to see him win, but I'm not gonna put money on this fight and waste it. Barbosa's a slight favorite, so it is a close odds fight. So if you do have something you're confident in, it could be a good bet because
I
yeah,
I like how I believe he's taller and he has that reach advantage as well.
I know
I
he has
just
a
feel like
reach.
he's gonna have that
Yeah,
kickboxing. He's gonna have that kickboxing stance, and he's just gonna not spam, but he's gonna do some leg kicks, and he's gonna keep him at range. I think this is a good matchup for Barboza to actually win instead of going against a little more like younger prospect fighters coming up.
yeah, yeah. I mean, and he took Murphy to a decision. He lost it, but I mean, every time he's been losing recently, he's been losing by decision. He
Yep.
hasn't been getting finished, and then I guess I guess in Giga he got finished in 2021, but that was a while ago.
Yep.
But all right, so we're both on the Barbosa side.
Barboza. Let's go.
Okay. We move Chase Hooper versus Alexander Hernandez. What are you thinking?
If Alexander Hernandez past competition took him down, why can't Chase Hooper take him down? Chase Hooper he's longer, either both in height and in reach. This is just gonna be a whole. I feel like he's just gonna take him to the ground. And he's a master at the ground. Chase Hooper is a dog at the ground at his age, and he's just getting better. His stand up, of course, in the beginning wasn't that good. I didn't really like his box. He kept getting hit.
Yeah.
But I guess now in his last fight, I saw him a little more head movement, and I guess he's now finally utilizing his height and reach advantage.
Yeah.
Alexander Hernandez, you can see he's kind of like a unit. He's kind of like, short, but he's like we talked about it. Remember, you're either taller length or you're short and buff. So he's that
Yeah.
shorter and buff guy. I was very high on him when he was just starting in the UFC. I really liked how he fought. He has my middle name, so I'm rooting for him. But nah, I'm taking Chase Hooper either by submission or by decision. I don't. Yeah, I'm not really confident in which one from him for sure, but I don't see a knockout from Chase Hooper.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. So going back to what you said about Hooper's striking, he has definitely fallen in love with it a little bit. He enjoyed it, that Borshev fight. He really wanted
Yeah.
that knockout. You could tell he really wanted that knockout. Ended up with the submission after he couldn't just get the TKO. Um, and then back in the Jim Miller fight, when he fought again, he went back to that jiu-jitsu. It was a lot of ground fighting, and the Guida one was just really quick as well. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna agree with you on that. Hooper is gonna win, I think too, and I think he'll find a submission or a decision as well. I might put a little something on submission depending on what the odds are. Alexander Hernandez, especially recently, has not really fought anywhere near like
Same
what I would
competition.
consider good competition. I mean, like Kurt Hollabaugh, Austin Hubbard, nothing like no one to write home about. Damon Jackson, there was a point when people thought, but recently, no. You know, so I think the level of competition is just a lot different. Um, I think Slava Claus is a tough guy to put out and win, and Hooper did that unbelievably after, beating him down for a round and a half and then subbing him. So I'm gonna go with Hooper by submission as well. It would be cool to see a knockout though. I would not, it would
Yeah.
be cool to see. But yeah. All right, so Chase Hooper is the pick and probably the play from both of us.
Yes.
We move Jessica Andrade versus Lupita Godinez or Loopy. What are you thinking?
This is women's MMA. Don't really have a strong side, but if I did have to pick, it would have to be Loopy Godinez. One because the main thing that's just making me pick Loopy, um, Jessica Andrade is a dog. She was a champ, but she just has fights where she doesn't wake up, like she doesn't get going. Well, a lot of people remember that Mackenzie Dern fight, but I don't think Mackenzie Dern was getting it going either. So I guess Andrade just took over. But her other fights, I believe she's two in her last five, and one of them was Mackenzie Dern, Andrade. She's two in her last five. Yeah, I don't think she has it in her anymore. I know I feel like she's still gonna brawl with Loopy. This is gonna be a brawling women's MMA match. There will be blood on this one. I do know this because Loopy, her past fights, she's a warrior. She gets she gets one hit to give two hits back. So I like that about Loopy. But you never know. Andrade might make a little comeback just off this fight and remembering old times and just give us a masterclass. For me, it would be a no bet, but if I had to pick, it would be Loopy.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm gonna take Loopy by probably a close decision. If she can get the takedowns and she can kind of mix this fight up and not just not keep it on the feet the whole time, she'll probably take a decision here, switch it up. I mean, Andrade definitely, especially recently, has holes and they've been exposed before, holes in her game, and they've been exposed before. And I don't see Loopy not being able to do that as well. She went in a good fight. She had a close fight with who was it, Ricci? No, Verna. Verna,
Her last fight?
she had a good fight with Verna. She had a good fight with Ricci. No, not her last fight. It's like two
Yeah,
fights
yeah.
ago.
Verna lost, yeah.
Um, and there's no reason why she shouldn't be able to beat Jessica Andrade here. Maybe in the olden days when she was younger, whatever. But if Andrade comes out and pressure, keeps it on the feet, she could win this fight. But Loopy's the pick.
Yeah, Loopy is the pick. I think, yeah, if my notes are correct, Andrade this is her first fight in strawweight.
Yeah, it looks like she's moving down, right?
correct.
which is
So
another weird thing at 33 years
at her
old,
age,
pretty
yeah,
much after your UFC career, let's be honest. Like her
yeah,
career of being a champion and stuff is most likely over. But I mean,
yeah.
shit, man. She was in the UFC since 2013. So, yeah,
Jesus.
right. All right. We're both on the loopy side. Fighting nerd. Michal Oleksiejczuk versus GM3 Gerald Meerschaert. I like I'm a GM3 fan. I'm a GM3 fan.
Yeah.
I like him a lot. That being said, Mikal hits really hard. Dude cracks. So I think I'm gonna take Oleksiejczuk KO here,
Same
but
page. Let's go.
I do think that if GM3 could get this fight down, he could take a submission here. So in GM3 fashion, there might be a second or third round submission bet. Um, and then a KO or a Chachuk bet 1-2 or something like that. Because I'm not exactly sure how many, but since 2020, well, let me see, since 2020, actually since 2019, 2018,
6.
7, 8 submissions in the second round or later. So GM3 could be a nice, second, third round sub play if he survives the first. Do Oleksiejczuk? I don't know, but I'm ultimately it's gonna be Oleksiejczuk by KO. He's got again
Yes.
fighting nerd. Nerd has the camp behind him. A lot of people in Chicago. Oleksiejczuk KO. What are you thinking?
Yeah. Oleksiejczuk KO. I like him. I like how he fought Kevin Holland, and he had a dog fight with Shara Magomedov.
Yeah,
It was a dog fight. He has that Polish boxing style. It's a little unorthodox for me, I guess, because I guess he's from Poland. So he has that. I really, really like it. It's that powerhouse of Poland. It's just like Jan Blachowicz. He hits hard. Um, yeah, and Michael's been training with Arthur. So it's a good boxing coach, so I'm taking him. And I like what they're doing with the fighting nerd, so I'm taking Michal with by KO. I think
there
this
you
is
go.
a good spot where he can get KO. Gerald Meerschaert, he's gone through some. I don't know if that chin is still good enough. You know,
Yeah,
got yeah, he
that's
got
the thing.
flatlines a couple of times.
He's gotten hit hard. He doesn't get knocked out too much, but he's gotten hit a lot.
Yeah, he
But
put up a good fight against Bo, but I
yeah,
mean, Bo didn't really hit him as hard. But different story.
yeah. Okay, we're both on
Pick
all
up by
check by
KO.
KO here. All right, feature early prelim of the card Bobby King Green versus Diego Ferreira. Um, dude, I think we've talked about this. I really want to pick King Green. Like, I don't know why. Um, but he's coming off those brutal knockout and submissions, those two brutal finishes in his last two fights. And I can't pick him. So I'm gonna go Diego Ferreira, but I'm not touching this fight with a penny of my money. What are you thinking?
Yeah, no bets are coming from me. If I had to pick it would be Diego Ferreira. Just based off his last performance against I believe it was Rebetsky, and there was another one where he lost. Um, they were just dogfights. I mean, he hits hard as well for lightweight, for a 5'9" lightweight. Wow. Yeah, I'm taking Diego Ferreira. I do see a way of him knocking him out, knocking King Green out. He has hard hitting, and he's also good on the ground. But I'm not really sure where this is gonna go. King Green can just wake up and then in the first 30 seconds just knock him out like Grant Dawson, where Grant Dawson was one of the next prospects. We don't know. Diego Ferreira winning this fight.
Agreed. All right. We're moving main card. Tim Elliott versus Kai Asakura. What are you thinking?
I think either or. fighter has a chance to win this match, and there is a clear way of victory. Tim Elliott has to utilize that ground, jiu-jitsu, wrestling base, and to get a quick submission. Or if not, we're gonna have Kai Asakura having a good kickboxing rangy fight, how he's had and risen, and he's done very good with that kickboxing and that rangy type of style. So this is for me. This is more like a pick'em. But the thing that I can see why the odds are shifting for Kai is that Tim Elliott is coming back from a good 2 year break. He had a good, I guess, UFC career, but he's still in it. But in the past, he had some good fights, and I believe his last fight was a win. Yes, it was a win last fight by submission.
Yeah.
Let's see. I hope in the past 2 years he's still been training. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna go
Mm,
with the underdog. I'm gonna have to go with Tim Elliott by submission, the underdog. He saw what Pantoja did. There's no reason for him not to go and look at that tape and look at the flaws that Kai has on the ground.
yeah. You know, I like I'm torn here, like you said.
I know.
Very torn here. I want to take Elliott because, like you
Yeah.
said, if he can, I think if he can weather early power from Kai, that he can take over the fight, kind of like Urseg did last week. And Asakura really hasn't proven himself. He hasn't done, I mean, it's not like he's fighting world beaters outside of the UFC, and he hasn't done anything in the UFC, obviously. It's not like he looked decent against Pantoja. I mean, he kind of got touched up and then subbed. Um, and but on the other hand, we've seen how hard it is for UFC fighters coming into the UFC or making their debut already as an established fighter to win their debut fight. Like it's kind of just been happening. Like Pitbull, um, who else most recently? Pitbull, well, I guess foreshadowing for later because, someone else is doing that. Pitbull, Patchy Mix, like these guys coming in that are already established and supposed to be good and making their UFC debuts have not been fighting well. But then they come back out in their second fight and they're a little bit more composed and relaxed and just fight better, kind of like Pitbull did. Pitbull has looked better. Mix, I'm sure, will look better, more composed. The pressure's off a little bit. So I think, so I think that it's going to be a very, very good fight. I'm kind of leaning at Sakura, but I wondered, Tim Elliott by submission is not a bad play whatsoever. It looks fun. I mean, it's definitely like if he can weather it, he can do it. All right, we move to Jared Cannonier versus Michael Venom Page. What are you thinking? Oh
I
yeah,
like
I know.
Michael.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, we went over it a little bit, but Michael Venom Page is going to be the pick. Um, he's just going to be, I feel like he's going to be too light on his feet, too fast, in and out movement. He's not gonna have a lot of output, but I feel like these clear, like blitzing 1-2s or blitzing overhand rights are gonna get Jared. Jared's way of winning is clinching him, taking a distance out, and getting him to the cage, getting him to the ground. I feel like he's gonna shoot for a takedown. He's not a wrestler, so I know Jared is not a wrestler, which is making me not pick him anymore. Like fully, like having a little more reassurance. He is a more stand-up boxer, so which helps Michael Venom Page's fight. I'm gonna pick Michael Venom Page. And I'm gonna sprinkle a KO. I haven't he's due for a UFC KO, and I think Jerry Cannonier just doesn't have an in him for this fight against especially Michael Venom Page and his style of
yeah.
fighting.
I agree. I'm taking MVP as well. I think he's gonna, like you said, he's gonna be able to get in and out, or touch up Cannonier, stay safe, and just look like he wins his fight. If it's a decision, his optics are gonna be better, like they usually are because
Yeah.
of his fight style. So I'm gonna go MVP, maybe by KO decision. But his odds aren't too bad. I think he's only like a minus 170, so his odds aren't too bad at all. So MVP is the pick.
Yes. Yep.
We move Jeff Neal versus Carlos Prates. I believe we're both on the same thing on Carlos Prates by KO or maybe decision. Um, but I just think I think he needs a good bounce back performance after the Gary loss, which wasn't a bad loss. He didn't look terrible. He won the fifth round, and now he's stepping in with someone like Geoff Neal, who is a hard hitter. Geoff Neal is a dog, and it's no by no this is not by no means a layup, easy fight for him to come back to. Um, but I just think Prates is gonna piece him up. I think it's gonna be he's gonna come back. He's gonna be the best version of himself after his loss, and he's gonna want a really big win to get himself back in that competition or in that like ranking name value of everything of being the nightmare. And Geoff Neal recently said, and I think you were the one who sent it to me, he's preparing for
Round.
a one round war or one round fight, and I don't think it's gonna be in the first round. So I think it's gonna be there might be some dogging in the first. They're both hitting each other pretty hard, but I think eventually as the fight wears on, Prates is gonna put him out. It may be in the second or third round. What are you thinking?
The pick is Carlos Prates. I really like the KO, the KO stance. The biggest thing or flaw that Geoff Neal has done for this fight camp is what I did see is that he wasn't training at a gym as much as his other fights. What I did see is that he's been at home doing like home training. So like dumbbells, running, stuff like he's not actually sparring. He's hitting bags, but the reason you go to an actual MMA gym or at least a BJJ gym is to have that sparring. Especially for me. That's what I'm letting you know for. Because once you start training with your own people or even at home, I mean the bag doesn't move. A bag does not move, and Carlos Pratas, he moves. He has those angles, and of course he's training with a good boxing coach, Arthur Furkim. So I really like him by KO. I think Geoff Neal was just isn't really prepared for this fight as his past performances.
Yeah,
That's the main thing. I seen he's not training with a good gym, or at least a gym, at least a MMA gym.
there you go.
Yep.
So Prates by KO. Yeah, he also has a really good team here with him. He's got three other fighters on this card, so it's a good team. We move Lerone Murphy versus Aaron Pico in our co-main event of the evening. Take her away.
Lerone Murphy by decision. This is a underdog play and a very confident underdog play. Two things. Aaron Pico, number one, is not from the UFC, and it's his first debut fight in the UFC, and they do not have that good luck. The reason is, which goes to reason number two, they don't fight that high level competition at their other promotions. Aaron Pico seems like he's on a roll. He's racking up wins, but he hasn't fought the competition that Lerone Murphy has. He went the whole distance with Edson Barbosa, went the whole distance with J Josh Emmett, which in one round he almost got knocked out. That right overhand is scary from Emmett.
Really is.
And yeah, and Lerone Murphy is just a little I feel like he's more well-rounded, more technical. He's always keeping the distance. He's not going crazy whenever he gets you a wobbly. He's not going in for the finish as harsh. He wants to keep it a little more steady and out of a distance. So I'm taking Lerone Murphy by decision. I feel like it's gonna go to decision, even though it's late notice or short notice fight for him.
Yeah.
I feel like he's still in shape for this fight.
Yeah, I mean the thing that scares me about the short notice stuff if it is because it's very short notice for Murphy. Pico, on the other hand, been preparing for Evloev, which is a tougher task than Murphy, in my opinion. So that's a little scary and making me want to pick Pico side. But going back to what I said about Asakura, established fighters making their UFC debut. I don't like it. So I do think Murphy will win a decision here. Um, but the short notice makes me want to pick Pico. I mean, Pico, again, doesn't have the craziest resume, but people are calling him a world beater. They're calling him some of the best MMA fighters they've ever seen athleticism wise and just fighting wise, his wrestling, his striking, his grappling, everything. And I hate coming into this because you don't truly see them in UFC competition. Like people were saying that about Kai Asakura. If he touches you, he'll put your lights out. Pantoja shut that up really quick and very quick. And that's, Pitbull. I mean, everyone knows who Pitbull was. So coming in, he was like, you'd think he'd be able to win his UFC. I forgot who he fought in his debut. Oh, Yair.
Yeah,
Like you'd think he'd be able to at least go tit for tat with Yair, but no, he just got beat up. Like he didn't look good. And Patchy Mix, he is mid prime. That's not an old Pitbull. Patchy Mix is like 31, 32. That is his prime. And he went up against Mario Batista, who's good, really good. But he's not, is he top level yet? Like we don't I mean, we're about to find out. I think he has a big fight. I think he's fighting Umar. So he's got a big fight coming up. Uh but we don't know if we don't know. And Lerone Murphy is kind of in the same boat as Mario Batista, in my opinion. He's teetering top five. But what is Lerone Murphy? Is he five? I don't remember exactly what his ranking is, but he's teetering around there. He's teetering with a title shot, I should say now. Um, Lerone Murphy's six, so he's teetering top five, and he's teetering with the title shot. And it's kind of like in the same realm as Batista. Maybe he needs one more, like Mario. He's
there's
coming
one
in
more.
a prime fighter like Patchy Mix, Aaron Pico, who's very good, established, and it scares me because I want to pick Pico because I'm not the biggest fan of Murphy. And if Pico comes in and he starts finishing people, I love it, you know, because that's what we need. We need people to start finishing. I don't like, I'm not a big point fighter fan unless they're exciting point fighters. And but I can't do it. I can't keep falling for this Bellator trap. I've done it with Pitbull. I've done it with Mix. I keep falling for this Bellator trap, and I'm gonna go Murphy by decision. I am gonna agree with you, but dude, there's so much caution. I mean, dude,
Yeah, it is.
Pico
There's
could just walk in and put his lights out. Apparently, that's what people are saying. But like I guess we won't know unless if he's true UFC competition level until he fights at the UFC level, which is what we're gonna find out. He's gonna fight in top 10 level right now, this weekend.
yeah. I was thinking about Aaron Pico as well. The main thing that brought me a little more to Lerone Murphy's side is that Aaron Pico, his past competition is just is their age. The athlete's age is what gets me. And at least you just see like a good 2 minutes of every round that they're in, his opponents, they're not moving like Lerone Murphy. They're a little more flat-footed, boxing type, not able to utilize the boxing and wrestling. While Lerone Murphy is a little more well-rounded, knows how to go touch the up, and go for a takedown or lets his hands go and then with a leg kick after.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I just feel it's just based off the competition in my opinion. But of course, Lerone Murphy is coming from England. He is coming from overseas, so you don't know how that's helping him or it's gonna not help him.
Here's another thing that's weird too. Yeah, there's like Murphy is everyone. A lot of people are on Murphy. I haven't really seen too many people on Pico. Um, but the odds keep moving in Pico's way. He keeps becoming a bigger favorite. And
Jesus.
that's not a good sign. It's almost like
Yeah.
they know something. Like they're like, yeah, keep betting Murphy. We love it. The books love it. They know something. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't like this fight 1 minute. Murphy's a little older than I thought too. He's 34. I thought he was a little bit younger than that.
Yeah, he is
Uh,
based around that. So I guess I won't, yeah. Based on what you just said, I did not play that into consideration. What I'm probably just gonna do is not bet on this until Friday night, Saturday morning type to go ahead and see the press conference, see their weigh-ins,
true.
see if there's some, because I like that. It's not a lot of I don't think a lot of people take that into consideration where You see their emotion on their face before or after their weight cut, and if they have any beef with the other opponent. If there's beef, there's a slight disrespectfulness. It just makes the fight even more psychological warfare than just actual warfare the next day.
100%. 100%. So let's wait and see. Maybe we'll put something out later that's more concrete.
Yeah.
But we're
A
both
little
leaning
more.
Pico right now, or not Pico, Murphy, but we're not placing bets yet.
Not yet.
Okay, we move. The main event of the evening, the middleweight championship of the world. Chimaev challenging the champion Dricus du Plessis. Go for it.
I think DDP and still either in the later rounds or a decision. I believe round one is going to be for Hamzat unless Dricus gets him with a with a switch knee when he's shooting down to get a takedown. Um, yeah, first round if it goes to the second, first round for Hamzat. Second, maybe pieces him up again, and it'll be 2-0. And then it's all into the third, fourth, and fifth round, in my opinion, where Dricus has time and time again, he just I don't know how he has that tank in him where he can just keep going. Even though he gasses out a little bit at the fifth round, his output isn't the same as in the first or second, but he still has that dog in him. He's even said in interviews where he's a different breed because a lot of these guys they go in there in their head with like I'm ready to die. I'm ready to die. I don't care what happens, I'm ready to die. But Dricus has that as well, and he also says a different type of person is if you are willing to kill, you're willing to kill that person in front of his whole family, his friends, and that and all of that. Dricus is down for that. I
Mm.
really like that, especially with Hamzat, where he's like unbeatable. Even though on tape it looks like he's beatable, but he's just been beating all these guys and he's undefeated. But I'm taking DDP. I'm not as confident in it because it's Hamzat, but if it goes into the later rounds, I don't see why Dricus can't take this up top.
Yeah, oh my God,
It's a hard one.
I want to pick DDP so bad too. Um, if he survives early, like you said, maybe he can win three of the last four fights after the first round. Um, and then on the other hand, it feels like this is almost destiny for Chimaev. Like he's just been building and building towards his title, setbacks, whatever, sicknesses, not being able to fight in the US. Like now he's finally here. He's finally at the title shot. He's in the US. He's like almost at peace with everything. Like he's not as crazy. He's calmer. And I think that's scarier Chimaev. And it's unfortunate we didn't get to see the Whitaker fight go a little bit longer to kind of truly see stuff because, like, let's be honest, the Usman fight wasn't anything spectacular. Like, it was a majority decision. It wasn't anything spectacular. And the Gilbert for Burns fight was a banger, but it's not like he dominated. He didn't dominate. I mean, he got dropped at what the like he got dropped at like the end of the
And
fight. I'm pretty
the,
sure.
in the end, in the end of the second round, he got
And
dropped to
and
one
in the
knee.
second round. Uh, the Holland fight obviously meant nothing really. So I don't know, man. I'm leaning Chimaev because of this destiny thing that like is kind of running through my mind. That's just like it's gonna like he's gonna win it, kind of like he has to win it, and then he might. I mean, he says he's not gonna like retire or anything, and Dana said he's not worried about him not being an active champ. But it could just be a go off in the sunset thing. Like he got his thing, now he goes and lives his life. It's not money's not a problem with him. He's in the Chechnya and stuff. So yeah, I'm picking Chimaev. I want Duplessis to win though, so bad. I really do. I think he'd be better for the sport. He's more fun, and I just like him better. No, I will have zero fight bets on this fight. This is one of
Yep.
the better fights in a very, 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 very long time. No one really knows how this is gonna go. Everyone can say they're so confident Chimaev, so confident Dricus, but all they need is one thing to go wrong. That's very likely to go wrong. Like it's very likely Dricus survives because he has survived in the past. It's very likely Hamzat finishes him because he does finish he has finished people very, very quick. Shoots a takedown within the first like 30 seconds. So yeah, I'm leaning Chimaev, but I am nowhere near confident and I will not be rooting for him.
Got it.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I'm just gonna add a little bit. For me, it'll just be well, one, Hamza was more in the welterweight in the beginning,
Yeah.
welterweight. So he had to cut a little more weight, but he had that weight advantage against all of these other fighters, that power advantage and just weight advantage in general. Um, he fought Kamaru at lightweight, correct? Because when Kamaru went down from welterweight, he lost, and then he had to move up, if
He
I'm
fought
not
him at
mistaken.
185.
Yeah. Okay, middleweight. Yeah, crazy. So yeah, if nah, Dricus. I got Dricus.
I mean,
It's
I
a hard
want
it's a
Dricus.
harsh one. I just don't think Hamzat has shown it. He's just shown it with Robert Whitaker. Kevin Holland, I don't really count that Kevin Holland
No,
fight.
that fight doesn't
It's
even
Kevin
happen.
Holland just wanted to if it wasn't for that glove touch little incident, it got him taken down. Maybe it would have we would have seen other things. Um, the Lee Jin Lang fight. I mean, it's a long time ago. That was his like one good performance of like overtaking any fighter it was in the octagon. Robert Whitaker, he just got caught with getting
Yeah,
taken down,
he
getting his
broke his
back
jaw.
taken. Yeah, and broke his jaw right after.
Like,
It was
or
that was
his
crazy. I
teeth
don't think he
caved
did
in.
it right there. I think um Robert Whitaker had an injury already because I
No, it
don't
was
know.
a pre-existing thing.
Yeah, because even when he had him, he didn't have him. He had him with the face crank, but he had him with his bicep more than his forearm. And if you have more a little bit with your forearm right here, then I guess it could make sense. But he
Well,
had a little bit more on it right in front and on towards the side.
it was his
So,
teeth. It was his teeth caving in. So I guess it wasn't really his jaw, but it was a
oh yeah,
pre-existing thing that he's had a problem with before. So it wasn't anything new, something that could always happen. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't like this. I don't want to have to pick this fight. I don't want to have to pick this fight. I just want to watch the fight. And
I
that's what
think
I suggest people do in this one, honestly. Just watch it, enjoy it for all its glory. This is a good one, man. So go ahead.
if there is a bet to do, it won't be picking any other. It won't be picking either athlete. It would have to be the over 2.5, which I think is their base right there. They have it either going over or under 2.5. I think I'm gonna play that. And if, like I said, I have to look at it right now because right now they seem like they're very respectful. There's no trash talking right now, but I mean it's early. It's Wednesday. Anything
Yeah,
can happen Wednesday until Thursday. Chimaev has that Chechen gangster type Russian vibe with all his Russian mob, and they're all here. They're all here. And then Dricus just has like that quick thinking, just he
he's
just
good.
knows how
He's a
to
good
get it. He
talker.
just knows how to get. Yeah, he's just a good talker. He knows how to get under people's skin, and it's not even like he's trying to like like this. He's just very nonchalant, like my guy, aren't you? Woo 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 woo, and it just he's just good at it. I
Yeah,
like it. I'm waiting for the press conference. Hopefully, there's a little more fire in this fight to make it even though it's very exciting. Just just a little bit more emotion into it.
100%. But yeah, so we're leading opposite sides here, but nothing nothing too confidently concrete, I would say, I guess. But we'll see. This is gonna be a very, very good fight. But all right, everyone, thank you very much for watching. That was a UFC 319 Du Plessis versus Chimaev breakdown. I hope you all enjoyed these fights. This is truly one of the best fights in a very long time, and it's so well matched, to say the least. But good
Hey,
luck.
yeah.
Hope you enjoy. We'll be there getting some stuff, getting some content and messing around. All right. See you guys later.